There are some more things which we have to discuss in the events element when we discuss about the events element in BPMN. So we will take a few examples to elaborate a little bit more about the events. Okay. So this one is an example of a message event. Okay. So in this example, what you notice is that the process starts with a start event, which is a none event, where a hunger is noticed actually. So that kicks off the process. Now, once the hunger is noticed, the task is you may choose food. You may choose what to eat because you have to satisfy the hunger. So you may choose food. And once the food is chosen, you may order food, which is another task. And then you wait for the food to come. So that is where the message event comes in. So the message event here, what it is that it actually indicates that the food is received. So that is a message event which actually tells you that the food is received. And then it, in fact, goes to the next task, which is to eat food, okay, which is another task. So when the food received message event happens, we get the food and we eat food, and then the hunger is satisfied. So that is one example of where to use the message event. Another example is there is a customer service team there's a services team for a product company. Now the company has launched a website and the user says by a start event that the website is not working. So that is the start event. So then the task is complaint is received. Okay. And then if it's a genuine complaint, we'll go forward with resolving the website issue. And then we get on to a gateway, which will be explained later what it means. Here, this one is a exclusive gateway. So only one happening can be true, whether the issue is whether it is user fault. If it is user fault, then insult the user and the process is done with it. If it is not user's fault, then you thank the user. That means it's a genuine complaint. And then user is thanked, and that will be the end of the process. Now, going back to the task, complaints received, here if there is a message event which is caught, which says it's a fake alarm. If it's a fake alarm, then we proceed with the insult user task. So that's a message event. This event is caught, which says that it's a fake alarm. That means the complaint is not genuine. So we insult the user and we are done with it. So these are the examples in which we really use events. Now, there is another example. Timer event, where to use timer event. Here this example, the process is kick-started with a hunger noticed action. We are hungry, so that is noticed, and then we have to choose food. Now what is the significance of the timer event? So we keep an event which is a timer event and we keep it for 30 minutes. So we keep on choosing food. Okay, that is what is going on in the task. We keep the timer event also for 30 minutes. If we are able to choose the food within 30 minutes, then we proceed with order food. But if we are not able to choose the food within 30 minutes, the action is that we cook rice and curry. That is the action item. So if 30 minutes have elapsed and there is no decision from us regarding choosing food, then what we do is we cook rice and curry and then we eat the meal and hunger is satisfied. But within 30 minutes, if we are able to choose food, we go to the task, order food, and then with the help of a message event, we know food is received. So when we receive the food, we eat the meal and the hunger is satisfied. So that's an example of timer event. Now this one is an example of a conditional event. So conditional event, remember, at the epicenter of the event, there is a note. That is the indication whether it is a conditional event. So conditional event says frozen food is wanted. So that's kickstarts, it's a start event, so it kickstarts the process. Frozen food is wanted. So you have to find the frozen food. So the task is take the frozen food from fridge. Next task is switch on the oven. Now there is again a conditional event which says oven heated to 180 degrees. That means when the oven gets heated to 180 degrees, the conditional event is satisfied. Then we go ahead with placing the food in oven. If the oven is not heated to 180 degrees, we will be just after task 2, where we have switched on the oven and we are waiting for the oven to get heated to 180 degrees. So once the oven gets heated to 180 degrees, we place the food in oven. And then there is again one more conditional event, whether the food is ready, when it is actually cooked. So when that condition is satisfied, we go to the next task, which is eat food, and then our hunger is satisfied. So this is an example of a conditional event. Next is signal event. So this is an example of a signal event. Signal event, you remember, whenever that event happens, if it invokes a response from the spectator, that becomes a signal event. Okay. So the event is there is a food advertisement seen on TV. So that is the event, which if it invokes a response, because this task says we are ordering food, that means there is a response which is being invoked. So we order food, and then there is a conditional event which says getting the right appetite for food. That is waiting until whether we have hunger. So that is a condition, whether are you hungry or not. When that is satisfied, this conditional event is satisfied, and then we proceed to the next task, which is eat food, and then we gets on to the signal event, which is participate, which is a end event actually. Participate in the survey on the food seller's website. So remember, the food seller has put an advertisement on TV which has invoked a response by which we ordered food, and then we waited in a conditional event. We waited whether we are hungry, whether we have reached a status of being hungry, okay, or whether we got the right appetite for hunger. So we waited for that conditional event, and when we felt hungry, we ate food, and then we participated in a survey, which is the end signal event on the food seller's website. So this is an example of signal event.